bring to mind right now something that you want. It might be a dream that you've had in your mind or a goal that feels like just out of reach, and a part of you has no clue how you would ever achieve that thing. For me, one of the first big goals that I had was to write a book where I would join forces with my best friend as two bachelors, and we would interview couples who had been married over 40 years for their secrets to what makes love last. And we called this harebrained idea, where we would be in an RV driving 12,000 miles around the United States, interviewing hundreds of these couples. We called it Project Everlasting. And the goal, of course, was number one, for us to learn what makes love last for our own relationships, but also to share it with people who felt stuck in their relationships just like we felt stuck. And now there was one major challenge to this goal. We were broke. We were in our mid-20s. We had no money. Like, we just had enough money for rent and food, and that was about it. But we had a vision. We had a dream. And so we ended up talking to everyone that we could talk to, getting advice, getting counsel. And we met with an individual that said, you guys don't actually have to have the money to travel the country and interview America's greatest marriages. If you guys can get media to follow you or cover you as you go around the country, you can get sponsors to pay for the trip. And they educated us on how that worked. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's a brilliant idea. And they said, what you need is a pitch deck, a media pitch deck. So I called a friend of mine who is a PR expert. He taught us what a media pitch deck were. And we went to work putting together all the media that we would call and book while we were on the search for America's greatest marriages. Then we would take that pitch deck and start calling sponsors. After a week, I called my PR friend and I said, hey, we're ready. Come on over and check out this pitch deck. I'll never forget. His name's Chad. So Chad comes over and Chad's looking at this pitch deck and he's like, AM Northwest in the Portland, and you got like the San Diego morning show on the local NBC affiliate. You got all these tiny little local media outlets. Where's the Today Show? Where's Oprah? Where's all these other big shows that should be on your pitch deck? And I literally laughed out loud at him. I was like, dude, what are you talking about, man? The Today Show's not going to have Matt Boggs and Jason Miller on the Today Show. We're just two bachelors looking for what makes love last on the search for America's greatest marriages. They're not going to have us on. And I'll never forget, this moment changed my life. He stared into my soul and he said, that is exactly who they want on the show. Two bachelors on the search for America's greatest marriages. That is the feel-good story of the summer. You are holding a golden egg, the very thing that they want on their show. You'll never get on those shows if you don't actually call and ask. So he poured into us a level of believing that I hadn't even considered. He helped see me greater than I could see myself. And this is everything. How we see ourselves will dictate what actions we take and where we place ourselves in life. And when you have somebody that can help you see the greatness in you, can help call out, evoke the possibility that already exists in you right now, but can help call that out to the next level of being and help you own it, help you anchor the greatness that is in you, the possibility that exists for you, who you really are, help you activate that. When you have someone that can do that for you, it changes your mindset. It helps you connect to your true potential. And so he poured into us and he goes, your next move is to cold call the Today Show. I am pumping myself up, like get myself ready, fully like embodying, okay, I'm holding the golden goose. I've got the feel-good story of the summer. They want to talk to me. They want me on this show, and owning the space, owning the value. And I literally I said, okay, if they want to talk to me, what's my tone when I call? If I know that they want me to call, what would my tone in calling them be? And so I put on this just like assumptive, the executive producer wants to talk to me. So I pick up the phone, I call, and the receptionist answers the phone. She was like, NBC Today Show. And she was like, Sharon, hey, Sharon, this is Matt Boggs with Project Everlasting. Can I talk to Janet, please? She's like real matter of fact. And she was like, okay. She passes me through to Janet. I was like, oh my gosh, Janet's getting on the phone. Janet gets on the phone like confused because she doesn't know who Matt Boggs is. And she was like, NBC Today Show? And I'm like, hey, Janet, this is Matt Boggs and I'm with Project Everlasting. And she stops me right there. And she's like, what's your pitch? But I had Janet on the phone and I knew what my pitch was and I was embodying it. And I said, my best friend and I are 2 bachelors searching for America's greatest marriages to find out what makes love last. And we're calling it Project Everlasting. And she was like, that's kind of cool. Do you have anything online I can look at? And I said, sure. So I sent it to her online. Same time I called Good Morning America, pitched them. They loved the idea. Within 10 minutes, I had Good Morning America and the Today Show not just wanting us on, but outbidding each other to see who would follow us more as we went around the country on the search for America's greatest marriages. We ultimately picked the Today Show. That led to having the Today Show. Because we have the Today Show, all this other media lined up with us, all these other NBC affiliates in all these local towns lined up, CNN headline news, all these other major news outlets got on board with us because we had that lead domino and because we had all that media. Now the sponsors jumped on board. Hilton Hotels jumped on board. Southwest Airlines jumped on board. We had 1-800-Flowers jumped on board. The Platinum Guild of America, Fleetwood RV donated for us for the trip a brand new $150,000 RV. And this is what it felt like to actually pick up that RV. Check this out.
Come on! Awesome. That's exactly what we wanted. This is large and in charge. Oh my gosh. Let there be room. Wow. It's like an F-15.
Is this a speaker system for our dance parties? We have dance parties with the grandmas.
That's why it wasn't moving. Right, okay.
I could spend the 9 weeks learning the buttons on this thing.
Right.
You guys catching all this?
I missed this. What exactly is it?
Your quick flush, gonna clean up the holding tank, the black tank itself.
Do we have, is there any manual? Are you ready for this? We're going on this trip. We'll see you guys back in LA.
How about that? And we were able to go on the search for America's greatest marriages and learned concepts and principles that changed my life forever. We were able to write the book. Simon and Schuster published that book. We got a 6-figure advance as first-time authors, and it literally changed my life. It launched my coaching career, led to hundreds of millions of views online, led to me being able to connect to you in this moment because I had an individual that helped me shift my mindset and see me greater than I could see myself in this moment. And so imagine this, whatever it is that's the big dream, whatever is part of you that doesn't feel worthy, doesn't feel like you're enough, doesn't feel like you're ready, doesn't feel like you have all your ducks in a row. What if none of that was relevant? What if you had an individual like a Chad in your life, or a parent, or someone who loves you and believes in you, who's staring right into your soul, saying, you have what it takes. You've got enough. You are 100% qualified and ready and available for this dream. You are the perfect fit for this dream. And what I like to do is whenever I'm feeling inadequate, whenever I'm feeling not enough, I remind myself that's how Spirit sees me. Spirit placed you in this life at this time and placed that dream in you for a reason, because Spirit is seeing you right now more than you can see yourself, fully qualified for the life that you love. So my challenge to you is, if you believe that you're fully worthy, you were the person for the dream that you want, you've got that golden egg, you are that person, what action would you take? What bold move would you make? Like me calling the Today Show. Because here's the principle. The universe responds to us in proportion to the boldness of our action. So my challenge for you is this. In the comment section below, write down one bold action that would move you in the direction of your dream. And know this, Spirit is seeing you right now fully qualified for that life and that dream. I hope this inspires you. I hope this ignites you to take that action. I appreciate you. Here's to your amazing life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.